Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Stay firm. Sending that right foot back. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I am so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Today we are doing a spooky Halloween themed yoga flow. So go ahead and roll out your mats and we'll begin. Making our way down onto the floor into either an easy seat or sitting on the knees. We'll find a tall seat. Sitting down, pressing down through both of the sit bones, reaching tall through the top of the head. I'll start with a little bit of breath work, closing the eyes, and we'll take a large breath in through the nose. With our exhale, letting the breath out the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. And with our exhale, making a sound of the wind through the branches. Blowing on a cool, crisp, dark night. Add a little bit of moan if there's ghosts in your vision of the night. With the exhale, or continue to fully release the breath out as a sigh. Beautiful. Dropping our left hand down beside our hip. With an inhale, we'll reach the right arm up and over, reaching towards that left side. Exhale, coming through center. Over towards the other side. Continuing the feel of the branches moving through the wind. Swing side to side. Coming back through center, dropping that left hand down again. This time, we'll come through center, reaching out in front of the knees, swooping up, lifting the chest towards the sky and back around. Continuing those deep breaths in and even larger breaths back out. Swooping through center, lifting up, turning the chest towards the ceiling. And then on the other side, back and forth. And coming back through center again, bringing the hands to the knees. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, arching back through the spine, dropping the chin to the chest. Inhale, lifting the eyes. Exhale, curling into center, arching the spine back. through center again. We'll make our way over to our hands and our knees. Bringing wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, continuing our spooky cat to ghost cow. This time on our hands and knees, finding a little bit more range of motion. Exhale, curling into center, arching the shoulder blades up. Inhale, turning the chest forward, lifting the eyes and the tailbone back and forth some more. Taking the hands one step further away from the knees, up towards the top of the mat, tucking the toes under, sending the hips back, and then extending the legs towards straight. Pedaling out the legs, wiggling out the hips. And we'll extend the left leg back, pointing with the toes, circling the ankle out one way and around the other. We'll bring that left foot towards the hands, stepping it down, full breath in. Even larger breath back out, dropping the right knee down. Inhale, lifting up. And we'll find our crescent moon, tucking the tailbone under so we have a long spine. Reaching the arms up, we'll shift the hips forward and lift the chest up. Cartwheeling the arms, framing out that left foot. And we'll extend the leg long, straightening out that left leg and folding forward. Shifting forward to our low lunge again as we drop our right toes under and lift to a warrior one. We're going to make our way forward onto that left leg, extending the right leg back, softening through the hips to bring us a little closer towards that left leg. Hands can come to heart center, or they can float behind, reaching back towards the toes. Inhale, bringing the right knee up with us and stepping it down. Inhale, reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging forward, forward fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale to fold. Dropping the top of the head down towards the floor, letting the upper body be heavy. Nodding the head yes, and shaking the head no. We'll ragdoll or zombie crawl our way back to standing, starting at the very base of the tailbone, rolling one vertebrae past the next. lifting the head and neck last. Rolling the shoulders up and back a few times. With our next inhale, reaching tall to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands down. We'll step or float the feet back. Plank pose, pressing through the fingertips, making them into spider shapes or creepy crawlies by having a little bit of a hollow space at the palm of the hands, pressing down through the fingertips for our active fingers. Shifting forward just a little bit further, elbows come in. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to a cobra. Exhale, softening down. Tucking the toes, pressing up and back, down dog. Reaching the right leg back. We'll circle the ankle out one way and around the other. Bring that right foot up to the hands. Full breath in. Even larger breath back out. We'll drop the left knee down with an inhale. Sitting tall through the spine, tucking the tailbone, crescent moon. Opening the chest up towards the ceiling, softening the hips forward. Bringing the arms around to frame out the right foot. Lengthening through the right leg, taking it towards straight and softening the chest forward. Shifting forward again, tucking the left toes. Inhale to our warrior one. Pressing down through the feet so we can lift strong through the body. And with our next inhale, we'll make our way forward onto our right leg. Softening at the waist, extending the left leg back, warrior three. And again, we can keep the hands at heart center, or we can extend them back towards the toes. Inhale, lifting up, bringing the left knee up with us, and stepping it down. Wiggling out through the body some more. With an inhale, reaching to the ceiling. Exhale, dropping the elbows, cactusing the arms, lifting the chest. Taking the arms back up to the ceiling. And with our exhale, we'll forward fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Letting the top of the head drop towards the floor. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Releasing out the upper body. And again, we'll ragdoll or zombie crawl our way to standing. One vertebrae past the next. Moving very slowly. Rolling the shoulders up and back. With an inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Dropping the hands back, stepping or hopping to our plank. Again, having those active fingers, pressing down. Shifting forward, chaturanga to lower. Inhale to a cobra. Light weight in the hands. Exhale, soften. We'll find a cobra pose again, this time with the hands lifted or reached back behind. Engaging through the core, strong through the back. Inhale to lift. And an exhale brings us back down. Tucking the toes, pressing up and back, down dog. We'll step the hands one step or one pace closer towards the toes so we can press the hips up and back behind, putting as much of a bend to the knees here as you like or need. Shift forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, the knees under the hips, and hover the knees over the mat for our flying cat pose. Engaging through the core. We'll hold here for a little while. Melting the rest of the way down, untucking the toes, and we'll send the tailbone back to rest. Dropping the forehead down to either the floor or the forearms. With an inhale, lifting the chest up, and we'll sit on the heels for a second or two, stretching out the fronts of the knees, the tops and bottoms of the feet. Now lifting up onto our knees from here. It is personal preference if you would rather have your toes tucked under or to keep the tops of the feet flat on the floor. Either works well. It's just whatever feels best and most balanced to you. But we're going to engage through the core, tucking the tailbone forward so we can knit the ribs and the hip bones a little bit closer together. Engaging and strong here. With our exhale, we'll soften back towards the heels, only as far as we can pull ourselves back up. And we'll do this for a little while. Softening back and lifting back up. Comment down below if you can think of a spooky Halloween themed name for this pose or this movement. Good. We'll drop the hips down towards the heels. Now, continuing to move with our breath, with our inhale, we'll lift up, sending the hips forward. Exhale, dropping them down. Lifting up and dropping back down. Again, it is personal preference if you have your toes tucked under or if you'd rather the tops of the feet flat on the floor. I feel like this one should be vampire raising from his coffin or something. Or peeking out behind gravestones. One more. Good. Dropping back down. We'll take the hands behind the toes. Pressing down through the fingertips. And with an inhale, we'll lift the chest up towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulder blades in to kiss at the spine. Finding a little bit of a chest opener before we move to our camel pose. Beautiful. Curling the shoulders forward to give us a little space to make our way out of that comfortably. We'll lift onto the knees again. Now we will be finding a camel pose next. I like to tuck my toes under for this, but personal preference. We will be dropping our left hand back towards our heel, staying upright for now, and then practicing what we've been doing. Engaging through the core, pulling the ribcage and hip bones in a little bit closer. We'll lift the chest up towards the ceiling and soften back to tap the left fingers against the heel and coming back up. Now the right side. Tapping back and coming back up. One side at a time to begin with. Just reaching back, engaging through the core. Finding a little bit of a twist or a rotation to help us get back there. And coming back up. So we'll either continue to do one side at a time with the tapping, or we can find our full camel pose, taking both arms back, engaging the core, lifting the chest, reaching back for those heels, pulling the shoulder blades in together, and lifting the chest up towards the ceiling, pressing forward with the hips. Putting a little bit of softening to the hips, rolling the shoulders forward, dropping the hips back towards the heels, shifting forward, untucking the toes, and we'll move to a child's pose. It is personal preference. It's up to you whether you keep your legs together for this, or if you'd rather find a wide-legged child's pose, taking the knees to the outer edges of the mat And then softening, curling forward. With an inhale, lifting the eyes again. We'll take the hands out in front of the knees, bringing the knees under hips, tucking the toes, extending the tailbone back, and then lengthening through the legs. Maybe walking the legs out, pedaling the legs, pressing the heels down, or wiggling out through the hips. We'll bring the hands one step closer towards the toes, sending the hips up and back behind. One step closer towards the toes, up and back behind. Another step in, repeating until we are in our forward fold. And from there, we'll ragdoll our way to standing again. Rolling one vertebrae past the next, making our way all the way to standing. Bringing the shoulders up and back, rolling them down. Good. Picking up our left foot, we'll bring it out in front of our right leg, dropping the toes down. Inhale, taking the arms up and finding another moon shape, interlocking all fingers but the pointer. We'll take the fingers over towards our right side, hips towards the left. Inhale, bringing the hands to center, reaching nice and tall. And we'll bring that left leg in. Picking up the right leg, taking it across in front of the left, pointing the fingers up towards the ceiling, and finding our moon shape on this side. Taking the fingertips over towards the left side, hips go over towards the right. And back up with the hands again, bringing the right leg in. We can reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And if you'd like, you can add a baby back bend here, lifting the solar plexus, the chest up towards the ceiling. Bringing the eyes forward and hands into heart center. Closing the eyes one last time. We'll take a large breath in through the nose, releasing it out as a sigh. Another large breath in through the nose. And fully releasing this breath out. All of our air, rushing it out of the lungs, pulling the abdomen in, pausing at the end of the breath. And starting over with another breath in. Thank you so very much for joining me today. And it's always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful rest of your Halloween season. Go in love and light.